appreciate it. Yeah, we got a full room. Awesome. Yeah, great to see you all. We really appreciate all you taking time to come by today. Yeah, it's an honor to have you here in the governor's office. Thanks so much. David, hey, hello.
Hey, Vince.
Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. And this guy's doing a good job, by the way. Give him a round of
Yay.
applause. He's doing the one doing all the work, and but we really appreciate all of you being here, and it's an honor to have you here. So I think we have a short program, right? I think, David, you're going to kick us off. Is that right? I think that's great. And I think what we're going to do is just have a few remarks, and then I'll be signing the proclamation today, which is an honor to do. And so when we do that, if folks want to come up and take a photo as I sign the proclamation, you are welcome to do that. We've got folks who are taking pictures and some video. And but if you want to stay where you are, that's great too. But when that time comes, we'll let you know. Just feel free to come up. We often do that for bill signings and proclamations to invite folks who want to be sort of in the photo for that. That would be wonderful. Is Alfie here somewhere? Did Alfie make it? There you go, okay, Alfie. Good to see you. I knew you were here. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, and I go back with Alfie a long ways from early days on veterans issues for me as a brand new Attorney General, I guess, back years ago. Yeah, a long time ago. So good to see you. Yeah. David, do you want to sure? Do you want to start us off then?
And most of us follow orders very
That's
well.
right.
So, good morning again, everybody. Again, my name is David Puente. I'm the Director of your Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs. One, it's an honor to be here with all of you. Thank you for making the trip. Hopefully it was uneventful. Nobody got any speeding tickets. Everybody made it safely, right? So I just want to say thank you for being here. And I also want to say thank you to our governor for allowing us to have this event here today in the conference room. Because it is an important event that we're recognizing. So Women's Veterans Day on June 12th is very important. It's not yet a national holiday or a day, although a lot of states in the US also recognize that. We're one of them. And it was back in February 17th of 2022 that Senate Resolution 8653 was sponsored by Senator Randall and Senator Nobles at that particular time, and it created Women's Veterans Day, and signed by our governor at that time. I also know that nationally there are bills that are also suggesting that we have a national holiday, and that's still being worked on, but I just wanted to say thank you. It's an opportunity for us to stop and pause and look at all the work that's being done by our women veterans. We recognize that it's one of the largest groups in the armed services that's continuing to grow, and I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon there's more of you, right? That's one of the things that we're doing this. And then the other thing is we recognize that sometimes women are not recognized for their service, and which is a shame and very disappointing. I know when Alfie and I were working together, one of the stories that she shared, and hopefully she's okay with me sharing, I didn't ask her. And you all have probably experienced this. When you happen to park someplace like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or a place that has veterans parking, that you park, because I've seen it also where people park and somebody may walk up to you and say, hey, that's not for you, why are you parking there? That's the things, those are those events that we need to change as a country.
We regret it now.
So those are things that we need to change and why these days are really important. So I just kind of wanted to spend a few moments and say thank you, and I appreciate all the sacrifices that you all have done, not only while you serve, and if you're still serving. I think there was somebody that I met earlier that still active duty, so I want to say thank you. And we recognize it's not just each one of us that serve, it's also your families that continue to do that and hold the home front. So I just want to say thank you very much for doing that. And for us, I just wanted to say thank you very much. It's an opportunity to recognize June 12th again. So what I'd like to do is go around the room and remember to introduce yourselves, name. We're not going to do a name, rank, and serial number. We're going to do name, your organization, and if you serve, maybe the armed services that you serve, so that we can quickly go around the room and continue with our speaking points. So.
I'm Melissa Littleton. I work for the governor as a regional representative. I'm Corey Plug. I work for the governor from a communications team.
Karen Sherritt, Policy and Veterans Advisor for the Governor.
Dan Murray, Department of Veterans Affairs.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Pancy. I work for the Department of Children, Youth, and Families as a social worker, and I was in the United States Army.
Hello, Erin Trago. I work for Department of Retirement Systems, and I also was U.S. Army.
Shannon Plumo, I am still currently serving in the Army National Guard.
I'm Jared Wood. I am the co-chair and outreach director for Washingtonburg. 20-year service member in the Army, and then unfortunately fifth generation, including my grandmother who served in Korea.
Wow.
Diane Ganberry, I'm request of Nikki Lovely, U.S. Army.
My name is Veronica Roberts. I'm an Army veteran, and I serve on the Women's Veterans Advisory Committee.
I'm Heidi Audette. I'm with your Washington Department of Veterans Affairs, also a military spouse and military mom.
Ian Couch, I'm with the Governor's Communications team.
Gary Lott, WDVA Communications and military brat.
So for those of you that can't see him, he's behind the camera. Backside.
Commonwealth Governor's Communications team.
All right, we're gonna go around the table.
Joy Kaufman, Army veteran and Vice President of the Northwest Chapter for West Veterans of America.
I'm Susan Woods, U.S. Army, 22 years, and I'm with the Retiree Council in Fort Lewis, and I'm also with the Veterans Legislative Coalition.
Shell Wood, U.S. Army, retired, and I'm the current chair for the Women Veterans Advisory Committee. Nikki Lovely, U.S. Army veteran, and I'm a member of the Women's Veteran Advisory Committee.
Claire Rigas Lovely, and I'm a U.S. Navy veteran.
Barbara Lombrano, U.S. Navy. I'm with the American Legion National Headquarters, but here working at the Department Headquarters in Lacey.
Robin Lang, retired Army, and I work for your Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs.
Gabby Ramirez, retired Army and part of the American Legion, close to.
Teresa Kistler, Navy and American Legion here in Olympia.
Catherine Olson, Army, retired, and I'm the past department president of the American Legion Auxiliary, and I'm a Legionnaire.
Jennifer Storms, Army, Castle Rock American Legion Commander, and Commander-elect for 5th District.
Angelica Velasquez, I'm with the American Legion Auxiliary Castle Rock, spouse of a military officer.
All right. Sarah McLeod, Chair of the Veterans Employee Resource Group, military spouse of 18 years.
Nikki Nakagi. I am the executive chief staff at the Puget Sound VA, and I'm a military spouse.
Alfio Dorado, U.S. Army, retired, and former director of your Washington Department of Veterans Affairs.
Good
morning, Joanne Ritchie, U.S. Army, and I serve your Washington Department of Veterans Affairs.
Joy Adams, U.S. Army, and I'm executive sponsor for Employment Security's Veterans and Public
Katrina Stinsgaard, U.S. Army, and I work for the Washington State Employment Security Department.
Thank you.
Karen Grunler, U.S. Navy, American Legion.
Crystal Shinbun, U.S. Navy, American Legion, and your Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs.
Carol Stripling, U.S. Army, the Women's Advisory Committee, and I'm also the commander of American Legion Post 204, which is also known as Service Girls, and we are women's only post.
Good morning, Monica Grossman, Army retired, Women's Army Corps, Chapter 63. I'm proud to be the president.
Thank you.
Sabrina Arcina, Secretary to the Auxiliary and dual member of American Legion.
Thank you. I haven't seen any chairs. There's a seat back there if you'd like to sit down. I think the one thing that I wanted to share after listening to our introductions that really stands out for us, and I think we can all relate and it connects with us, is for those of us that serve, you're still finding a way to continue to serve our communities. I mean, a lot of you are in leadership posts, you're volunteering, you're doing things, and I just wanna say thank you for that ongoing work that you continue to do. Because obviously we can't do all the work that we do at your WDVA without your support, your advocacy, your allyship, so I just wanna say thank you very much. So I'd like to turn it over to Shelley, who's the chair for the Women's Veterans Advisory Committee.
I just have a small ferment, not
You
much. Good morning, Sir Governor and distinguished guests, and to you, our Washington State women veterans. And your capacity and resilience is just unsung, but there's a thing that rang out to me for the few moments that I was given to speak to you, and that theme is see, say, and serve. And I want us to know to let us take a moment to truly see the contributions of women veterans. Their sacrifices, resilience, and strength have shaped the course of history. From the front lines to the home front, women have played pivotal roles in defending our freedoms and ensuring our safety. We must see their stories, their struggles, their triumphs, and ensure that they are never overlooked. It is our duty to speak up and say thank you. Expressing our gratitude is not just a gesture. It is a powerful acknowledgement of our service. Let us say thank you to the women who have worn the uniform, who have faced adversity with grace, and who have shown us the true meaning of bravery. Our words of appreciation can uplift and empower, reminding them that their service is valued and honored. And finally, let us commit to serving our women veterans. They have served us with honor, and now it is our turn to serve them. Whether through providing resources, support, or simply lending a listening ear, we must ensure that they receive the care and recognition they deserve. Serving our women veterans means advocating for their needs, celebrating their achievements, and standing by them as they transition into multiple facets of life beyond boots. Today, as we celebrate Washington State's recognition of National Women Veterans Day, let us remember the theme of see, say, and serve. Let us see their contributions, say thank you, and serve them with the same dedication they have shown to our nation. Together, we can create a community where women veterans are honored, supported, and celebrated. Our service and our mission continues. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Shelley. And I'll be brief, but just a couple thoughts. First, David, I had the same reaction you did after we did the introductions. I was going to say the exact same thing, which is, what struck me was how everyone's still finding ways to serve with multiple hats. Some of you listed off multiple things that you're doing and serving, which is deeply appreciated and making a huge impact for folks all across our state. Number two, Shelley, thank you so much for your words, which really touched me, and your leadership in this effort as well. My family, a couple years in the Navy, my father's in the Navy. I'm from a big family. David's heard me say this before, so my mom and dad both have many siblings, and that generation has passed away now, but when I was a kid growing up, as I would often think about, I didn't have to read about the Battle of the Bulge or the sinking of the Quincy or the Normandy invasion from a history book. I had uncles who served in all those events and many others like that. Some that you read about in history books, some that are more obscure, but they were just as intense. And some of the the impacts of that, which I've talked about, some mental health challenges that came with that. Certainly for one of my uncles who, in his later years, he survived the sinking of the Quincy in what must have been a very traumatic incident. But in his golden years, he committed suicide. Did not leave a note. I can't prove that it was related to a very traumatic war incident, but I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that had some connection to a guy who seemingly had everything, in his life. So for that reason, I've just always been deeply interested in folks who serve, and why it's such an honor to be here to recognize all of you and women who serve as well. I did notice one person did not make an introduction, this young man over here, but I love your t-shirt. Can you stand up and show us your t-shirt? Come on. Check out the t-shirt. It says. My eyes aren't so good, but I think I can make it out. What's it say? My mom is not just a veteran, she's my hero. We'll get a picture afterwards. I think that really sums it up better than anything I could say. I think that t-shirt sums it up. So Ben, thanks for being here and wearing that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the proclamation, if that's okay with all of you, then invite you all up when I sign. I'm going to ask for one more pen from I'm going to grab one more pen. So thank you very much. And so let me just read this first, and then I'll invite folks up before I sign it. So here's how the proclamation reads. Whereas throughout the history of Washington State and the United States, women have dedicated themselves to securing and preserving the freedoms and liberties cherished by all Americans and our allies. whereas 2025 marks the 77th anniversary of the groundbreaking Women's Armed Services Integration Act, which was signed into law by President Harry Truman on June 12, 1948, enabling women to serve as permanent, regular members of the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force. And whereas American women veterans have exhibited extraordinary skill, unwavering dedication, and profound sacrifice in upholding the core principles upon which our nation was founded. And whereas women continue to serve in the United States Uniformed Services with exceptional valor, resilience, and integrity during both conflict and peace, safeguarding the security and prosperity of our nation. And whereas women veterans represent one of the fastest growing demographics within the veterans community, projected to constitute nearly 20% of the total veteran population by 2045, and whereas Washington State is home to more than 59,000 women veterans whose dedication, sacrifices, and achievements deserve recognition, respect, and gratitude. And whereas it is fitting to honor the courage, dignity, and sacrifice with which women have served and continue to serve selflessly in defense of our nation and our great state. Now therefore I, Bob Ferguson, Governor of the State of Washington, do hereby proclaim June 12, 2025 as Women Veterans Day in Washington, and I urge all Washingtonians to join me in celebrating the invaluable contributions of women veterans, acknowledge their unwavering strength, service, and commitment to the progress of our country and state. A round of applause for. Would like to join for the signing proclamation. This would be a great time just to come up, and the goal is come in close, don't be shy. Kids get the seat right here. Come on next to me. Come on this side over here. All right. Right there is perfect. Yeah, thank you. And take your time and come right on in. You guys are doing it right. And feel them right behind and come in close. We'll be taking photos as well. Shelly, you're right here. Good. Okay. What's your name? CJ. Awesome. Okay. So CJ, here's the way it works. So my job is to sign it. Got any ideas of where I should sign this thing? What do you think? Yeah, maybe I can sign it twice. Maybe we're going to change it so it should be right up front. But that's my name down there. That's me. And so down here is where I'm going to sign that. And so what we do is we have a tradition when we sign like bills or proclamations. I use a pen to sign it, right? And so often what I do is when I sign it, sometimes I use one pen, sometimes I use more than one, and I give the pen to people who are very connected to the issue, the bill, the legislation, the proclamation. So I'm doing this time is using 3 pens, if that's okay with everybody. The first one, CJ, goes to you. And the second one, Shelly, thank you so much for your service. So appreciate it. Round of applause for Shelly. And third for my good friend Alfie, who I know is right here close by. Thank you, Alfie. I mean, Alfie's been someone who I, from my early days on King County Council, I was involved in veterans issues, but from sort of a state perspective as well, got to know Alfie very well, and she's a big role model for me. So round of applause for Alfie. And so with that, let's take a photo, everybody.
Can you pull that chair back?
Can you see me?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.